Whatever you're into when it comes to sports, you can find it right here. Now, play my intro. Now it's time for the Robb Johnson Sports Show, presented by Robb Johnson Media and the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Robb Johnson, Larry Patterson here for the Robb Johnson Sports Show, episode 74. How you doing tonight, Larry? What's going on, brother?
I ain't doing so good, man. But you know what?
Hey, man. Listen, it's all good, bro. We'll get to it. I hate to cut you off, man, but I know you're in pain right now, bro. I know you're in pain right now. But we will. I promise you, we will get to it. We'll talk about it. We'll try to make. We'll try to make reason for it. Blah blah blah. I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit, but I mean, yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, at least the fever came back and the Sky are winning without Angel Reese, so that's a good deal right now. So I mean, hell, the WNBA probably got some good ratings over the last hour. But anyway, bro, let's get to the one. Let's get to the games, man. Let's first get to the Eagles and Packers. What do you think about that game? What was your analysis of that game, bro?
To be honest, I was covering high school football, so I didn't even watch the game. So, but it sucks that Jordan Love is going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I unfortunately I was covering a high school football game. I never got to watch the highlights yet, so
yeah,
it really gave too much for the game.
I guess the most important thing coming out of this game, probably two things: Saquon Barkley going over 100 yards, maybe three things. Jalen Hurts with the 2 interceptions, but he recovered from that. And then you have a situation where you say again where Jordan Love was injured. Maybe 3 to 4 week injury. Hopefully he'll be back before then. So we'll definitely see how that goes. Jordan Love is needed for the Green Bay Packers to win the championship. So right now we have to hope that he can get back in a quick amount of time. The Eagles win that game. I believe it was 34. I believe it was 34 to 29. So, and that was a Friday night game in Brazil. So let's go to the games, man. Let's go to the games from this past Sunday. Today, the Steelers and Falcons. Your thoughts?
Very low scoring. Same old Steelers, I believe. You know, same old Steelers. I'm trying
same old Falcons too, bro. Same old Falcons too.
You would think it would be a lot better with Kirk there, but I give my respect to the Steelers. They always have that potent defense. So, Kirk Cousins 16 to 26, 155, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Is that what you paid him for?
Hey, man. Sometimes teams just don't learn. Kirk Cousins is who he is. Teams should know this by now, who he is. So, I mean, I just don't understand why people are surprised at this point. As Pittsburgh Steelers win that game 18 to 10 earlier on today in the 1 o'clock slot. Now, next we go to the Giants and Vikings. I feel dumb for even giving the Giants a chance in hell of doing anything. They got their ASSs kicked today by the Minnesota Vikings and Sam Darnold. Every time we look, Sam Darnold starts the season off where Sam Darnold has some heroics and Sam Darnold's doing some decent things. But, bro, to get beat 28-6 at home in your jail, in your old school jail uniforms, come on, bro. And you got the old school, emblem in the middle of the field too. The logo in the middle of the field, you get beat like that. Come on, bro.
Did you see AB's tweet earlier this week when they were setting up and they had the giant emblem in the middle of the field? He was like, Daniel Jones throwing an interception.
Wow. Yeah. So it's really so it looks like the Giants missed Saquon Barkley in a sense. What is it? Aaron Jones rushed for almost 100 yards. The Giants' best leading rusher was Singletary with 37. Daniel Jones 22 42, 186, two interceptions, no touchdowns, 5 sacks, a repeater from last year.
Daniel Jones, he ought to be arrested.
Well, look, Dallas Turner, he had a sack today.
Yeah,
Hey, and I tell you something. I tell you one thing. They can talk about their former Dolphins head coach all they want to. They can talk about he's not this or that. Well, I'll tell you like this. He's got that defense playing really well. So Tua can I like Tua. Tua can say what he wants to, but he's got that defense rolling. So yeah, man. So
I
yeah,
agree. I agree.
definitely. The Jaguars were up what 17-7 going into the fourth. Um, going to the third quarter, actually, they're up 17-7. And then, of course, Duval chokes it away again. To all the pundits out there who said that Tua wasn't worth his contract, 23 of 37, 338 yards, one touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, 12 of 21, 162 and a touchdown. Who
Yeah,
had the better game? Tua Tagovailoa had the better game. Put some respect on his name, ladies and gentlemen.
got to put respect on that, man. Also, Tyreek Hill got arrested this morning. Uh, I don't know all the details about it, but he got arrested this morning, and you kind of figure
Traffic for traffic. It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary the way they did all that, man. It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary, brother.
7 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown on 12 targets.
And Jalen Waddle arrested him on the field. That's all he needed. Yep. Uh, ne- that's all. That's all you got to say. Next game, Patriots stunned the Bengals, or did they really stun the Bengals? Joe Mixon was a key part to this football team. They let him walk. Didn't want to pay him. Go away. What did Joe Mixon do? That Joe Mixon ran for 100 yards plus.
Hmm.
The Bengals had no running game. They lose to Gerard Mayo and the New England Patriots. I remember telling you, man, this team is really good defensively. Me, and you both agreed they're both good defensively. And what they did today, they showed us.
I think that me and you both said something about do not sleep on this game right here about the
Yeah,
New England. We both talked about that.
exactly, exactly. Yes, we did. So the Patriots get the upset in Cincinnati. As I told you on chat before we talked tonight, I said before that I said, look, man, tomorrow, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, people like that, they better be talking about him. They better be talking about him because if they're not, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call them out.
Uh
Yeah,
oh,
go ahead.
real quick, shout out to Keon White. Remember we talked about that also. That
Yeah.
Keon had to step up 2.5 sacks today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and shout out to Christian Gonzalez for returning back. He had 2 tackles, 2 assisted. So yeah,
Big time stuff, man. Big time stuff. Cardinals going to Buffalo. They only lose by 6. I see. I remember we talked about this as well. Talk about the Cardinals. I see nothing but encouraging things from them in the future. And the scary part about the Cardinals today, Marvin Harrison Jr. only had one catch the whole
yep.
day, and they put up 28 points against Buffalo. If Josh Allen has to play this way the entire season, he'll be the MVP running away because he has nobody. And that's just the bottom line. He has nobody. So if he has to play like this the entire season, Larry, he will be the MVP going away. Going away, brother.
Absolutely, it is sad that they got rid of Frank Gore Jr. That could help in that run game. So,
Mm-hmm.
but James Cook 19 of 71 today, and then the rookie Ray Davis just 3 of 13. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Next game, a rivalry that's going to be around for a long time. In fact, my Super Bowl team, I predict the Indianapolis Colts. They play Houston. Houston wins 29-27 in a great game. These teams are going to have great games for the next 12 years. There's not much to say in my book. I'm just proud that we have these two teams that are going to be around for a long time. Hopefully, they stay healthy.
Absolutely. But the next game that should be in Houston later on this year, whenever that is, that's going to be electric as well. Just like you said, with everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to give some accuracy to that, to give the fans some accuracy, that game is going to be October 27th, right before Halloween. October
Ooh.
27th. So yeah, that's going to be a really good game right there. Um, Next game, we have to talk about it. The Mayo man, the mayonnaise man, he cost his team today. I'm talking about Will Levis. Terry Bradshaw called it two. I think he said two stupid passes. He says, but you never really hear You know what I'm saying? You never see a certain commentators say about their. You understand what I'm saying? They you say
Yeah,
about the opposite players. I don't want to go there tonight, but you know what I'm saying. He called it
yeah,
very stupid, and it was because he cost. I don't like to call people stupid, but he cost his team the game. Caleb Williams had a very pedestrian. I mean, very pedestrian game. But however, 14 of 29, 93 yards. He took 2 sacks, but you know what? He made the plays when he was supposed to make it, and the Bears defense, more importantly, stepped up. So if the Bears defense can do that with the weapons, especially the weapons that the Titans have, Tony Pollard had a big first half. I think he only had maybe like 20 yards in the second half, in the second, third, and fourth quarter. I think he was on track for 100 yards in the first quarter. Didn't
yeah,
do much in the next 3 quarters. He had 16 carries for 82 yards, but those numbers are really deceiving. Um, Calvin really only had 3 receptions for 50 yards. Their weapons didn't do much today. So the biggest thing come out of this is Larry. The Bears defense is legit, and when their offense really gets going, it is going to be a problem.
yep. 3 sacks. Daryl Taylor 2 sacks, and Javon Jackson, their player, he had a sack as well. T.J. Edwards had 15 tackles
Wow,
over the field. So
that's crazy. That's crazy. And excuse me, everybody, if I feel like I'm sick. I am sick. The last 21 hours, I worked 18 hours. I know Larry and probably been working some crazy hours too. But we're dedicated. This is why we're here. We don't talk it. We do it. We know what the hell we're talking about. So
do
trust me.
it.
When you talk about people who are dedicated and love this, we love this. Look at my face. Look at my eyes. I'm not healthy. Larry, he looks tired as hell. But guess what? We're here because we want to show you what this thing is all about. Now, Larry, let's go to the last 1 o'clock game. I'm not gonna even say much about this game. The only thing I'm gonna say is with the first pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Carolina Panthers select boom. Next game, right? Next game. We don't need to discuss this. 47-10, New Orleans Saints dominate the Carolina Panthers.
Derek Carr, 19 and 23, 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And it was pedestrian 200 yards. And the Panthers just look like they're not interested, man. Honestly, they just like not interested.
I feel bad. I kind of feel bad for. I do.
Yeah, well, Bryce Young's gonna have to go to a different scenery, man, because I don't think this is the right place for him. And you actually look at the Panthers schedule. I mean, honestly, bro, you got a chance against the Raiders in week 3. You got a chance against the Commanders, possibly. You go to Denver after how they looked at it. You got to play the Giants in November, so we'll see how it goes. But right now, the Panthers are looking real 0-ish and 16-ish right now, brother. 0 and 17-ish, I mean. Next game, your Denver Broncos against the Seattle Seahawks. Express yourself.
Uh, Mike McDonald, the new coach of the Seattle Seahawks, that came over from
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore. He called a hell of a defensive game today. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due to that. He had those guys playing well, very well. Bo
Mm-hmm.
did threw the ball 42 times for 138 yards
Okay.
through two picks, only
Can we
two
can we
sacks.
can we ask a question here, sir? Why
What's that?
are to Sean Payton? Why are you have your rookie quarterback throwing the ball 42 times when you at least have a running game that the Seahawks you can run on the Seattle Seahawks?
Well, I don't.
McLaughlin had McLaughlin had 10 carries for 27 yards, but that's 2.7 yards per carry. Williams had 8 for 23. They could have ran the ball a little more, man. I mean, 42 attempts for your rookie quarterback. Knicks couldn't fix it, buddy. Knicks could not fix Sean Payton's play calling today.
In defense of not in defense of Sean Payton, but like when people say, when they look at numbers and they say, well, why didn't you run the ball more, or why didn't you do this more? Well, we did run the opportunities just weren't there. Just think Seattle played the run very well today.
Yeah.
So
Well, to me, Larry, that's a bad sign, brother. Because like I said, I know McDonald's there. I know Seattle's improved a little bit, but I mean, man, to run your rookie quarterback out there 42 attempts, that's a bad sign. I don't like that. And Bo Nix ran the ball 5 times for 35 yards. I mean, he had a long of 23, so we know he's athletic. Get him on some of those boots. Some of those play actions. Get him outside the pocket. I don't know.
one of
Um,
the
Go
more
ahead.
one of the more improved D lines, I'm gonna predict it for Seattle. Their D line definitely got after the quarterback today. I will say that.
Mm-hmm. The Commanders and Buccaneers. What we learned in this game is quite simply this, and I don't know how this could happen. The Commanders secondary got worse. And I don't know how the hell their secondary could get worse, but their secondary got worse. And let me also say this. If they don't protect Jaden Daniels better and he doesn't start learning how to slide, he won't make it to his second season. He won't make it to his second year, man. Like, and Larry, I'll say this. You know who's smiling right now somewhere? And like I said, I'm not, especially one of these people, I'm not excusing them because they did have a bad track record. But Daniel Snyder is somewhere laughing his ass off. And Eric Bieniemy somewhere saying, I did win my first game last year. I did put up, I did have Sam Howell instead of a talent like, but hey, you got the new offensive coordinator who was actually better under Kevin Sumlin. He had a good season with Kyler Murray in college, so they were like, hey, let's get this Cliff Kingsbury guy, huh? Cliff Kingsbury, who couldn't even win with Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech.
I tell you what's not good. Jake Daniels, 17 to 24, 184 on the
Yeah,
yard, and then he had 16 carries. Why is your quarterback carrying the ball 16 times for 88
yeah.
yards?
Mm-hmm. Not only that, but you know what kills me the most? They brought over these Cowboy defenders thinking these guys are going to make a huge difference. The last I checked, the Cowboys in that playoff game, um, the now head coach of the Commanders did not call a great game. You're supposed to be a defensive coach. What defense did you see today? In fact, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be very, very serious when I say this. Tampa could have scored 60 today if they hadn't screwed up someplace easily. Speaking of Dallas, speaking of hold on for a second. Hold on for a second.
I need you to shut the hell up for the immediate future.
Speaking of that guy Stephen A, he might need one of these tonight. Oh, the Cowboys said they weren't all in. They weren't getting free agents. Well, the last I checked, Eric Kendricks, free agent. Ezekiel Elliott, who slimmed down, free agent. They drafted very well. They go into Cleveland, and I don't want to hear any excuses about Cleveland is getting Deshaun. Listen, that was one of the best defenses in the league last year, 33-17. Okay, Dak Prescott gets his contract. Hey, Larry, remember all that noise about CD and Dak not getting paid? The Cowboys still got $40-some million in cap space going into next year. You know why? They still got $40 million in cap space going into next year. Probably more because the cap space, the cap is going to go up even more. And then you got and did you see Overshown today? The same gentleman who I was telling you about who got injured last year. And I said when he gets on the field, he's going to be a problem. And then your dude from Wake Forest,
Kalen
talk
Carson.
to him. Talk to him, Larry. Talk to him, Larry.
Kalen Carson. I saw the light soon as I saw the tape. I saw the light soon as I saw the tape.
Me and you both talked about him too. And then, hey, look, and you know what's funnier? They after they lost Trayvon Diggs last year, after they lost Diggs, they still won all those games. Now Diggs is back. Oh, and let me check on Amari Cooper. You know, the great Amari Cooper. Everybody said that the Cowboys. Oh, he had 2 catches today for 16 yards. What happened? What happened?
Uh,
What happened?
Dallas 6 sacks on the day, so that's going to be a story for the morning shows tomorrow. 6 sacks on the day. That's impressive in the first week.
DeMarcus Lawrence had Overshown had 1. Kendricks had 2. Parsons had 1. But see, you know what Parsons did today? Parsons played not just to play the quarterback. He played the field. And the Cowboys defense looks good. But like I said, they got the Saints next week, so it's just one game. But I picked the Browns. The reason I picked the Browns this game is because I picked the Browns in spite. Because I heard all this stuff about. I said the Browns by 15. I thought the Browns were going to come in and destroy them, right? The Cowboys weren't all in. They weren't all in, right?
It definitely
Right?
see those games, right?
Yeah. And they. Hey, one thing they can talk about Jerry all they want to. Jerry drafts his ass off. This is the same man who passed on Johnny Manziel. Skip Bayless. Shout out to Skip Bayless who wanted him to draft Johnny Manziel. They got Zach Martin. Yep. So Larry, that was our recap for those games, for the 1 o'clock and the 4 o'clock slot today. Again, who do you have tonight? If you can remind everybody, who you have tonight? Do you have the Rams or Lions?
I got the Rams. I got Stafford going into Detroit getting that win.
I got the Lions, bro. I got the Lions. Oh, real quick, Larry, your thoughts on college football yesterday? 30 seconds or less. Your thoughts on yesterday, especially Notre Dame going down to Northern Illinois.
Yeah, that was crazy. We always put they always put Notre Dame on this pedestal, and then they got him ranked at number 5 this past week. Well, that number's gonna be coming down.
1988. 1988, the last time they won a national championship.
That's crazy, man. And then to Colorado. Colorado's another disappointment for me too. I wasn't happy with what I saw out of that
Yeah.
team.
I'm not going to call Colorado disappointing because I wasn't expecting them to win any national championships anyway. That's the problem.
No,
Too much of our media have these. People have to realize Colorado is going to take time. Colorado is going to take years because that program was like 1-8, 1-9 before Prime got there. Nebraska is a hell of a team. Granola is going to be one of those quarterbacks that is going to be picked in the top 10 in the NFL draft. Nebraska is a better team. College football is harder this year. College football was exciting yesterday. I had the game with Richmond and Wofford. I'm telling you, man, it's something to behold. And before I go anywhere, speaking of college, let me say this. I'm going to say this on record for everybody right now. And Larry, you remember this name. Write it down if you need to. Amari Odom, quarterback from Wofford. I believe he's a freshman. I think he's a freshman. Don't quote me. But dude, he is going to go to a major program. He has NFL arm talent out of Wofford. He has NFL arm talent. That and also from yesterday, man, you look at Syracuse. Syracuse now ranked in top 25 after beating Georgia Tech. Iowa goes down to Iowa State after Kurt Ferentz was kicked out for the first game. But go ahead, brother.
didn't we talk about that? Did well?
Yes, we did.
I said that. I said by Georgia Tech beating Florida State. I think they went into that next game and they beat whoever they beat. I can't think of it right now. But I said they would lose to Syracuse, or they Syracuse will be one of those games that they would lose. Did I say
Yep.
I said that?
Yep. And I think the other shocker of the day was South Carolina beating Kentucky, bro. Because after the way they looked against ODU last week, but I mean, hey, maybe they were just sleepwalking. Virginia Tech gets back on the board. They beat Marshall, so that was good. Hey, Virginia with a hell of a win, man. That guy, the young man Neville out of
Yeah.
Lafayette High School. I remember I have to probably go back and repost the interview that I did with their starting quarterback at UVA. But I mean, I talked about him. I was like, man, and he told me he's a baller. Um, you know, Anthony Calandre.
Andre, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
he was.
yeah.
I saw some stuff in him as a freshman last year, but yeah, I like that kid.
Yeah, Anthony Calandria is a hell of a player, man. And like I said, that tight end, because what he did was he went out to, I think it was Princeton, because that's where he was no, it was Harvard. I think he went out to Harvard first, out of Lafayette as a senior, then came back. Man, he's a really good player. I told you about Alabama to be careful with South Florida. That thing was too close to call for a long time. South Florida ain't nothing to play with, man. I think that there's one of those teams that got a lot of team speed, etc. So, yeah. But other than that, man, like I said, it was a great college football Saturday. Florida. I don't know what Billy Napier was thinking about. Why the hell he did not start DJ Lagway the first game? I don't care if it's Stanford, bro. 18 of 25, 456, 3 touchdowns. How do you
Yeah,
not start him against Miami, bro?
yeah.
Like, come on now. Like you gotta be better than that. Your team, your boys, Kansas went down in Champaign. They went down to Champaign, man. They went
17.
down to Champaign. Oklahoma State beat Arkansas. As I was talking to the playmaker, I'm not calling the playmaker out on this play. I'm not calling the playmaker out on this, but I talked to the playmaker. I said he was like, heads are gonna roll in Auburn because they lost a Cal and blah blah blah. I'm like, look, man, the SEC is gonna have to realize this is a 12-team playoff. They weren't in the final last year. The
Yeah,
SEC gonna start. There's gonna be other teams, some other conferences are gonna start to catch up with the SEC. If Bama or Georgia go down, they're pretty much they're going to have issues. But I'll tell you this: Tennessee, my guy Nico Lamaliva, Told you.
I was about to say his name.
Tennis, man. For Tennessee to go into Charlotte, basically in North Carolina State's backyard, and beat them like that, Jesus Christ. Jesus
Uh,
Christ, brother. Jesus Christ.
one more thing. Actually, two more things, and the other thing is pertaining to you. But shout out to DJ Lagway,
Mm-hmm.
18-5, 456, 3 touchdowns. Shout out to Jere Hawkins Jr., who caught his Tank Hawkins, who caught his first touchdown pass last night. It was one catch for 36 yards. Shout out to Tank. And for every time that your boy, you gotta put the picture up. You and what's my man
Cam
from
Ward. Cam Ward. I'll make sure I save it. I'll make sure I save it for you. I got you. They
every
got
time
ball
we
sitting there.
that show, you gotta put the picture up. You
Got
gotta
you.
put
Got you. Got you. Well,
shout out.
yeah.
No, it was against Florida A&M, but hey, good
Hey,
performance.
listen, Florida A&M, that's their first loss since September last year. So, all right, so we're getting the game between the Lions and the Rams are getting ready to start. So we're gonna do a quick here, tell everybody to do your shut the hell up segment, and then we'll tell Roy.
I need you to shut the hell up for the immediate future.
All right, Larry. So real quick, who's your shut the hell up for the day, man?
I'm gonna tell myself to shut the hell up because I keep forgetting that these guys are rookies. Not forgetting that these guys are rookies, but we have high expectations for these guys coming in. But the quarterback performance today out of not the first two picks and then Bo Nix today just wasn't. It just didn't wow me today. But 1 week and they are rookies, so I gotta keep telling myself that. I don't tell myself to shut the hell up.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell Chris Canty from Unsportsmanlike to shut the hell up. Talking about Tua, talking about Jerry Jones and everybody else, and he's always talking about the same thing. I just don't understand self-inflicted wounds. Well, your self-inflicted wounds, sir, is the fact that you said Tua didn't deserve his contract and he outplayed Trevor Lawrence. So boom. Now, since that's taken care of, I think I know what you're I think I know what you're gonna say as we tell the world how we feel. Larry, just go ahead and do it, bro. Just go off. I feel you. Go ahead, man.
What am I supposed to go off about?
Oh, you already know. It starts with a B and ends with an S.
BS.
Broncos. Because you were very passionate on our messaging before this. You were very passionate. Now I know you're trying to hold it in, brother, but let it loose for the audience. Let it loose. Let it loose, brother.
Just disappointed today. The run game was just non-existent.
Yeah.
Defense, Kenneth Walker, he had a decent day today. I'm not happy. I'm
I
not
feel you,
happy.
brother. I feel you.
I know there's growing pains. I know that at the end of the first game of the year, you're supposed to walk away and say, I got confidence in this kid. Well, that confidence is down to about maybe 30%. And we play next week.
Well, my tell the world how I feel is basically this. I gave you a for balance on our bet today between the Falcons and the Steelers. However, Russell Wilson will be back next week.
No,
He will be back next week in Denver, and he will bring that defense that shut down the supposedly great Falcons offense. So going to next week, this is what I want to do for you, buddy. Are you ready for what I'm about to do? This is for you. And as I don't know what I'm about to say. Go watch the damn game, Lions and Rams, everybody.